Hey, what up, people? I hope y'all are good. Today, we're going to be talking about the Galaxy S21 Ultra, and we're going to be going over several tips and tricks to get the most out of your S Pen. In case you don't know, you can cop an S Pen with the S Pen case, or if you want to go like a cheaper route, you could pick up an older S Pen, like one for the Galaxy Note 9 or Note 10, and then use like a regular silicone case. The reason why I like the S Pen case is because of the convenience factor. Being able to tuck away the S Pen and having it all in one is pretty nice. But those are two options for you. I'll link both down below in the description. Let's go ahead and kick this video off with some hidden features that you might not know about. So if you go into the Air Command menu and then scroll all the way down and go under the Add Shortcuts button, you have a few features over here that are not activated by default. The first one is Bixby Vision. So if I add it over here to the side and then go back in, we're gonna go into Instagram. And I'm gonna go under the shopping tab here. And then I'm gonna pull up Air Command and then tap on Bixby Vision. Bixby Vision is going to use Bixby to determine what an item is. So you can see I highlighted the camera here, and it's gonna give me the option to shop for that camera. I can look up other pictures related to that camera, as you can see. Or I can copy the text that is part of the post right here where it says Lifeguard Professional. Or if it's a QR code, I can scan the QR code. So there's quite a bit that you can do when it comes to Bixby Vision and the S Pen. Next up, if I dive back into the Air Command menu, scroll down, hit the plus sign, I'm going to remove Bixby Vision, and now I'm going to replace it with Magnify. So if I dive back into Instagram, go under my Air Command, scroll down, select Magnify. Whatever I hover the S Pen over, it's going to magnify. And I can change the percentage of the magnification by tapping on where it says 150, and then I have the option for 200%, 250%, or 300%. So if I select 300 and then hover, you can see it really magnifies the display. This is great if you have a difficult time reading small text or small font. You can use Magnify to increase the size of the text and font without having to go into your settings and increase the overall size, system-wide. So this is definitely a great feature. I like Magnify. I tend to use it a lot for photo editing and stuff like that. So it's definitely a great feature to add into your Air Command list. Now I'm gonna dive back into the Air Command menu, scroll down. I'm going to remove Magnify and then add Glance. Glance is another great feature that allows you to minimize whatever application you're in into the corner here in like a little pop-up window so you can access it on the fly at any point in time. Let me show you. So I'm gonna go into my Air Command, select Glance, and you can see it minimizes the Instagram app, and it won't open it back up until I hover the S Pen over it, and then I can select it, and I can scroll through Instagram. And if I want to minimize it again, all I had to do was just take the S Pen away from the display and it minimizes it again. Hover back over it and I can scroll and access the app. I can navigate through the app, do everything I need to. And then as soon as I lift the S Pen away from the display, it brings it back down into that small little window. And I can do this for different apps. So I have Twitter pulled up here. If I go in, tap Glance, you can see now the little window has become my Twitter application. I can scroll through Twitter, access everything, and then when I'm done, just lift the S Pen away and it goes right back down into that smaller window. This is great for multitasking and stuff like that. And again, just another useful feature with the S Pen. Now let's go ahead and dive back into Air Command. I'm going to remove Glance and replace it with Coloring. So coloring is exactly what the name implies. It's a coloring book, and a lot of people don't realize that there's a built-in coloring book on S Pen equipped devices. So the Note has one, now the S21 has one. So if I go into the Air Command menu, select Coloring, it's going to pull up a coloring book that I can, if I have children or you have children around you and you want to keep them occupied, or if you like coloring yourself, you can select one of the photos, tap Start Coloring, and select a color at the top, and you can start coloring. So again, this is a really neat little feature that a lot of people are not aware of. It's kind of hidden and tucked away, but if you're into coloring, or if you have, you know, children that really enjoy coloring and you want to keep them occupied, this is a great way to do it. All right, so last hidden feature. We're gonna go back into Air Command. I'm going to remove coloring and then add Write on Calendar. Write on Calendar is exactly as the name states. So if I launch it, it's gonna pull up my calendar, and then it's gonna give me the ability to write on the calendar. So I can circle events, I can draw arrows, I can even write in something if I want to on a specific day. And then when I'm done, I can tap save, and it's literally going to save it to my calendar. So now if I go into the calendar app, you can see the writing is all present. And if I want to edit it right here inside the calendar app, I can just tap on the pin right here where it says write. And you can even draw like shapes and stuff, and it will lock in whatever you've, you know, drawn on the calendar. I can erase it, I can move it around, I can copy stuff. It just gives you full control over your calendar using the S Pen, using your handwriting, and you know, doodling in or writing in things into different events. Personally, I don't really use Write on Calendar that much, but I know a lot of people that do, and you know, I think a lot of people are gonna be happy that it's there. It's just tucked away, so make sure that you go into the Air Command menu, tap on the plus sign, and bring it over into your Air Command apps over here. One thing I really enjoy doing with the S Pen is using it to sign documents and contracts that get sent over to me. And the best part about it is you don't have to use a third-party app to do this. You could just use Samsung Notes. Let me show you. What I'm gonna do is launch Samsung Notes. I'm going to import a PDF by tapping on the little symbol that has PDF and a plus sign. Go under downloads where I've downloaded a sample PDF contract. And I can scroll through the contract, locate where I need to sign it, and then print my name where it needs to be printed. I can add the date. So I can do everything I need to by handwriting it in. Once I'm done, I can save the file and then reshare it back to the person that sent it over to me. And I can do all of this right here on my phone. I don't need to go to my desktop computer. I don't need to print out anything. Speaking of Samsung Notes, there's one thing I want to show you before we go into the next tip or trick. And that is how to convert handwriting to text. So I'm inside of Samsung Notes. I'm gonna go ahead and write down a quick note. We're gonna write the cat ate all the food. Don't know why that's important, but it is. Now, right here in the menu down here, if you go over to the right-hand side, you have like a little squiggly line and then a T. Tap on that, and it's going to convert the handwriting to text. You can see it says the cat ate all the food. And I can tap on convert, and boom, there you go. Another super useful use case for the S Pen is selecting text. So for instance, if I wanted to select just a portion of this tweet right here, I can't do it. As you can see, it's only going to copy the entire tweet. And if I take the S Pen and then touch and hold, it does the same exact thing. However, if I hold down the S Pen button and then drag it over the text, you can see it's going to select a portion of that text. Now I can copy it and I can extract just a small portion of this tweet. And you can do this system-wide in pretty much every single app. So even apps like Instagram, if I go in and try to select text using my finger, you can see it won't let me. So let me pull up a post right here. You can see I can't select any of that text. However, if I take the S Pen, hold the S Pen button down, and then drag it over the text, I can now select parts of that post. And again, if I try it with my finger, I can't do it. So this is a great way to use the S Pen. Basically, the ability to extract text from any post in any app just by holding down the S Pen button and then selecting the portion of text that you want to copy. Another great S Pen tip for you is if you tend to edit a lot of photos or even videos on your phone, using the S Pen as like a mouse or cursor can really help you fine tune the edits. So you can really get in there and you can dial in the exact settings that you want. Or if you're in Lightroom, you can use this as like a brush and then brush over the areas that you're trying to edit. If you're using the stock photo editor or stock video editor and you're using the sliding bar, you can really fine tune that bar much easier easier versus using your finger because of the smaller point. So you're able to fine tune your edits and get your photos and videos looking exactly the way you want, much easier with an S Pen versus your finger. Now we're gonna dive into some Smart Select tips and tricks. In order to access Smart Select, we're gonna go into the Air Command menu here and then tap on Smart Select. On the bottom, we have a few choices. We can select a portion of the display using the rectangle tool. We can use the lasso and then draw around something on the display. We could use the oval or circle tool, or we can create a GIF or a GIF. And then the last one is pin to screen, which we'll cover here in just a minute. So let's go ahead and get out of Smart Select. We're gonna pull up YouTube, and I'm going to select just a random video. So let's select, I don't know, this one right here. So say I wanted to create a GIF or a GIF using this. The reason why I keep saying GIF or GIF is so that way both of my bases are covered, because if I don't, then I get corrected in the comment section by you guys. What I'm gonna do is go into Air Command. I'm going to tap on Smart Select, tap on GIF or GIF, then select the portion of the display in which I want to create one from, which it automatically determined that this was the window. That's great. So I don't have to resize it or anything like that. Now I'm gonna use my finger to tap play on the video. And when I get to the spot in which I want to record or create a GIF or GIF, I'm going to tap record right here. You can see it's going to record for 15 seconds. So go ahead and let it do its thing. Or if you want to stop it manually, you can just by tapping on stop. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap stop. So we have a 10-second GIF or GIF right here. I can download it and save it to my phone. I can edit it by drawing things in using the S Pen. So if I wanted to pick a different color like red and then use this pen here, I can like draw a circle around him and then tap play. And you can see I have my writing here for whatever reason. And if I'm happy with it, I can save it or I can share it straight to social media. And of course, you can do this inside of any app. It's system-wide. You don't have to worry about running into any roadblocks or anything like that. The next thing I want to show you is pin to screen, which is extremely useful for productivity. So we're going to go into my Google Now feed and we're going to find an article that I want some information on. So I just selected a random article here. I'm going to scroll down and we'll say I want this information right here because say I'm typing up or writing up a report. I can come into here, select Smart Select, select pin to screen. I can select the portion that I want. So say I only want this paragraph right here and say I want to share that with somebody, or I just need this information real quick while I'm typing up a social media post or whatnot. I can tap pin to screen. Now I can go back to my home page. I can pull up Twitter and you can see it's going to save this on my display so I have that information. I can save it as a photo. I can expand it. I can shrink it into a small window. And when I'm done with it, just tap the X and it goes away. The last thing I want to show you with Smart Select is how to extract text from a photo that has text in it. I know it sounds confusing, but once I show you, you're gonna be like, ah, that's what you mean. So right here, I have a picture. It's an article, and this is like the thumbnail of the article. Has a picture of an iPhone, and it says iOS 14.5 Beta 2. What I'm gonna do is go into Smart Select. I'm gonna use the lasso tool to draw around the area that has the text. Now I'm gonna go down here where it says extract text, tap on it, and you can see it extracted iOS 14.5 Beta 2. This isn't always going to be practical, but it's great if you take a picture of a document and you want to extract the text from that document and then add that text into a document that you're working on. So think about scanning like a document and then extracting the text from that scan and putting it into a document that you're currently writing up. Another thing that you can do while you're in here is you can use this tool right here to really fine tune the cutout. So I can hit the minus right here and then take your time and deselect the areas that you don't want selected, like so. And you can kind of Photoshop an object out of an image. So now if I was done, I could tap done and you could see it kind of Photoshopped the iPhone out of that thumbnail. And if I'm happy with it, I can save it. Now, if I go into my gallery, like so, you You can see I have the image right here, and then I can turn around and paste this image inside of another image using the superimpose method that I previously covered in my tips and tricks video for photo and video editing. So if you missed it, click the card at the top, watch it, use the chapters or the markers to skip around and get the information that you need, then come back and now you can paste, different objects and different images and really get the most out of this Smart Select tool. One really cool way to use the S Pen is to translate different languages. Let me show you. So I have a website pulled up right here that has various words written in Spanish. So I'm gonna go into Air Command and I'm gonna tap on Translate. I'm going to select the language that I want to translate from. So that's going to be Spanish, but you can see you have multiple languages to choose from. Now I'm just gonna take the S Pen and hover over different terms. So I'm gonna hover over Mundo, and that translates to world. Now I'm gonna try one more. I'm going to hover over Interessante, and that translates to interesting. And to play it back, just tap on the speaker. There you go. So this is a great way to translate, individual words that you don't understand written on a website or in an email. Or you can tap on right here where it has a big T, and now you can translate like a full sentence or full paragraph. So I can go to right here, and you can see it selected a larger portion, and it's translating to link 20 minutes, popular science, very interesting. So there you go. That's just another useful way of using the S Pen outside of just your traditional writing, drawing, and coloring. Speaking of drawing, there's an app called Pinup that is phenomenal to help you learn to draw different things. So if we go into Air Command and then go under Pinup, you can also access the coloring book from Pinup. If you don't want to have your own little shortcut over here in the Air Command menu. So if you go under live drawing inside of Pinup and pick a category, so we're gonna pick dog, and we're going to pick a dog to draw, like this one right here. It's gonna show you how to do it live right here in like a little video. But if you wanna learn how to draw it, just tap on Learn to Draw. It's gonna give you the shape in real time to draw, and then you just follow along with the drawing. And you can always rewind it, you can pause it, you can play it at a different speed if you wanna go faster. You can slow it back down to 1 times. But whenever you get to a certain part, you could just pause and trace over what's already written. Or you can rewind it and try to follow along and do your own thing. But regardless, there are a lot of different categories to pick from. So you have different dogs here, you have different animals, you have cats, birds, fish, marine life, architecture, streets, landscape. There's a ton to choose from. You can also, like I said, access the coloring book here. There's different challenges, and you can view other people's drawings right here. So if you happen to complete a drawing and then want to upload it, you can do so by creating an account and then, uploading your drawing once you're done. So it's just a really cool and interesting app for artists. Last but not least, we have AR Doodle. And this is probably something that a lot of people are going to play around with as soon as they get their S Pen, especially if you've never used an S Pen. To access AR Doodle, we're gonna go into Air Command and then tap on AR Doodle. It's gonna pull up your camera. It has to have a face, so you can see my face right here. You can select different pens. So we can use this pen right here. We'll do like the rainbow thing, and then you can draw, and you can see it will track my face. If you want to add some clouds or like stickers, you can. So I can add like a sun, and this is getting a little weird. I can, erase it by hitting the back arrow. I can do various effects like make my eyes yellow or green or whatever that is. You can add text. So, I mean, it's kind of childish, I'm not gonna lie, but it is cool for the people that like to do a lot of weird stuff like this. And then once you have it laid out the way that you want, so say I did save the earth and I really liked it, I can record this video, I can track myself, and then hit stop, and then play it back. You can see it's going to track it, and then I can share that video to Instagram, to Twitter, Facebook, or other social media platforms. Like I said, it is a bit childish, but I think a lot of people might get a kick out of it, and it's just something that you can play around with. But there you go. That was several tips and tricks to get the most out of your S Pen for the Galaxy S21 Ultra. If there's anything that I missed or something that you would like to add to this list, leave it down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos just like this, and I'll see you beautiful people in the next video.